Welcome, everyone, to Jumbled Dreams podcast. Let's talk dreams. Have you ever wanted to make a difference but didn't know where to begin? Have you ever wanted to volunteer but you were nervous? Well, this is the place for you. Let's Talk Dreams is all about sharing stories of those making a difference in our communities, nations, and world. This is a project started because Jumbled Dreams wants you to know that no matter who you are, you can make a change. Today, for episode 9, we're so excited to welcome Star. Star is involved with multiple organizations as a volunteer, and she's an active advocate for the homeless, along with she just started working with the NARAL as a volunteer. Please welcome Star to our podcast. Thanks for coming on today.
Thank you for having me.
So, Star, I want to talk about how you kind of got started with helping others.
I think it starts how it starts for everyone. It's just a need for wanting to do more in your community, looking around and seeing the issues and wanting to fix them or patch them up some kind of way. And recently, my work with the homeless, I'm doing it with some friends. We got an idea one day where we wanted to make bags for wintertime with things that they would need, like gloves, hats, scarves, toiletries, things like that. And so that's what we're trying to do right now. And I'm doing my best to raise money and get those supplies as well.
That's awesome. Tell us more about the different organizations you've been involved with. I know that you've been involved with quite a few.
So I have been a member of Gen Z for Change since its launch in 2019, I think is when it launched, either 2019, 2020. I'm a little fuzzy on that. And then I just started working with Voters of Tomorrow as a project manager. And I recently signed up to start working with NARAL as a volunteer. And I'm doing a phone banking here soon for Voters of Tomorrow. So I'm really excited for that. But those are all the ones I'm in so far, but I am actively looking to be more involved in other organizations.
Yeah, and what would you want to tell someone who wants to volunteer for the first time?
I would say just do your research. Volunteering, it may seem like it's something super easy, but there's a lot that goes in. It takes a lot of work and patience, and you definitely have to go in with a good attitude. And it's okay to be nervous. It's something new if you've never done it before. I mean, I still get nervous when starting new things with organizations. So that's completely fine. It's okay to be nervous, take that nervous and gaslight yourself into thinking it's excitement, and just go from there.
Yeah, absolutely. And you've been involved with a lot of organizations so far, and how did you approach that? Did you just kind of go in with excitement as well, or did you do your research and then go in, or kind of what made you get started in all of that?
So for Gen Z for Change, I think I had seen a post about them wanting creators that had a certain amount of followers or something like that. And so I had just messaged them because I was like, I want to get involved. I want to help. And then for Voters of Tomorrow, I think I found them through, I'm not entirely sure how I got with Voters of Tomorrow, but I had just stumbled upon them one day somehow, and I was just like, this looks awesome. And Voters of Tomorrow, mostly the reason why I want to get behind that is because I feel like there is a stigma behind voting that it doesn't actually work or that it doesn't help. And I think a lot of people in Gen Z who are not really on the political side of things, they think of voting as just it doesn't count, they don't even notice us or whatever. And I really want to help people realize that voting does matter. It does matter. It really matters, especially you just have to do your research. It always comes down to that. You need to know the candidates available, what they're running for, what their policies are and everything, and you just have to do that work yourself. And I think a lot of it comes down to sometimes we don't want to do that, because I know when I was in high school and about to start voting, I didn't want to do that. I was just like, Democrat. Okay, you are Democrat. I'm going to vote for you. And, you just can't blindly vote for someone. So Voters of Tomorrow, while they do encourage people to vote, they're not just saying, go vote, and then that's it. They're telling you what candidates are available for you to vote for, and not just like the ones that they support. They are telling you what their policies are. Like, they're giving you the information that you need. So that's why why I love working with them, and why I wanted to be involved with them specifically.
Absolutely. And that every vote matters. And I wish, more and more people knew that,
Yeah.
because you think like, oh, my one vote doesn't matter, but it does. It makes a difference. Um,
Considering 10,000 of them went to Harambe, it definitely matters.
yeah. My next question is, who inspires you the most?
Um, I'd have to say my mom. My mom is currently incarcerated, and there are times when she's telling me about conditions that she's faced at all the different jails and prisons she's been in and out of, like in her one like stint. And she has just it just sounds awful, and hearing like all the stuff that she has to go through, like the food, the rules, like just the lack of certain things in the prison system, it made me just want to figure out how to help, and so like it just made me want to start that activism journey, because I'm like, yeah, she's going to be getting out at some point, but there are other people who are still going to be in this prison system having to deal with these things. And so that she's who inspires me always.
That's a crazy story, and also inspiring as well to hear it, and how you have, been alongside her all this time, because a lot of times that doesn't happen. So that's really incredible. I want to turn gears a little bit and talk to you about being a person of color, and like what challenges you have faced. Not only being an activist, but as a person the last couple years in today's culture. Would you mind talking to me a little bit more about that?
I feel like being Black in America is hard. Being a person of color in America is hard. And I just feel like a lot of it due to like big politicians voicing their hate for people of color, it has made it a lot easier for regular people on the street to do bad things to people of color. They now feel validated in those feelings, because like, hey, this person is in power and they feel the same way that I do, so like it's completely okay. And they're also seeing like all these people who are killing people of color and are not being like charged and prosecuted, and they're taking that and they're like, well, they're getting away with it, so like who cares? And it definitely makes it hard being a person of color. It makes it very scary. I have to constantly look up racism. Like whenever I want to travel, it's like racism in Montana or racism in Portland, like I have to be aware of where I am and where I'm going, and know the history of that place before I can ever set foot there.
And, I'm a white female, and I don't have to think about that, and I'm very grateful for that. But I always love hearing your stories and knowing how I can grow as a person and be an ally to you guys. So, what has the last few years been like for you and your community personally? Like, what do you wish other people knew?
Um, like as far as like being a person of color, or just like,
Yeah.
um, I don't know. I think that one thing that I really have to deal with a lot as far as like my community is the fact that I'm in an interracial relationship. So I get like 10 times the looks from not only like white people, but also from Black people. And I feel like and then I get told a lot that because I am in this interracial relationship with a white man, that my opinion on Black issues does not matter as much. It does not hold as much weight because of my partner. And I would really like people to realize that people in interracial relationships, we do not get a free pass from racism because of our white partner. I do not get a white privilege Blockbuster card with my name on it once I get a ring on my finger. Like, I'm still facing the same issues that all Black people are facing, if not more, because I am with this man. And I just wish people would stop invalidating my opinions as well as others just because of the simple fact that my spouse is white.
Absolutely. Um, I can totally hear you on that. This is a question I always ask. What would you tell young girls who want to make a difference but don't know where to start?
I'd say honestly, if you want to do something and you're not sure where to start, TikTok is your best resource. I'm like 100%. I use it as like my search tool for anything here recent. Well, not like for anything, but like for things like that. And there are so many opportunities that they're showing on TikTok. I mean, that's where I found the majority of the groups that I'm in. That's where I get like a lot of, I wouldn't say information because that makes it sound like I don't look outside of that. But I do find out a lot of stuff from there first. So TikTok will be your best resource because it's there. It's free. It's easy. All you have to do is type in like hashtag abortion rights, hashtag homeless activism, hashtag incarceration, or, like things like that. Like, it's very easy to find information in organizations that will help you get started in your activism.
That's my favorite response anyone has ever said is TikTok. Go to TikTok.
Yeah.
But you're right. I mean, TikTok is so popular right now in any social media in general. And, there's a lot of ways you can get involved in
Yeah.
through social media. And I think COVID like boosted that because we were all inside for so long and, we had that's what we went to. And now that's a really great way to find places to help. So,
Yeah, because it's just so easy to post on there and to find exactly what you're looking for. And I feel like a lot of like things like Instagram and Twitter and all that, they kind of like filter out certain stuff. But TikTok, you get the good, bad, the ugly, and everything.
yeah, I understand that. Um, how can listeners stay in contact with you?
So you can find me on TikTok at Star Eans, Instagram at Star Jowers, because I got married, so it's different on other platforms than TikTok, but or on Twitter at Star Jowers. But either of those three, that's where I'll be. Didn't mean for that to rhyme, but it did.
It did. That was very impressive. I'm always like super proud of myself. Like if something rhymes and then I'm like, oh, that rhymed. That was good. Like,
hey, Dr. Seuss.
yeah, I know. Like maybe I should become an author. No, I'm terrible at grammar. I'm terrible at grammar. I shouldn't do that. But thank you for coming on today and sharing your story. It was really inspiring because you have a wide range of activism in different areas, and that's really, really cool. And thank you for sharing your dreams and passions for making a difference. You are such an inspiration to many, and I'm so glad that you're part of the Jumble Dreams family now. For anyone who wants to be on our podcast, please visit our social media or website to find the link to sign up. Make sure to follow our social media for further episodes. So thank you, Star, for coming on.
Thank you for having me.